Chris, what's up, dude?
Hey, what's up, man?
Man, thank you so much for taking the time, brother. This is so sick, man. I truly appreciate it, man. Thank you for hopping on
Yeah,
tonight.
of course.
Dude, so I'm excited, from myself being a drummer. I always love to be able to dig and, pick the brain of somebody else who knows probably quite a bit more of what the fuck is going on than I do.
No, you'd be
So,
very surprised. I don't know anything.
well, let's just see. I mean, so first of all, yourself, you came up upstate New York, correct?
Yeah,
Or New
yeah,
York?
yeah. Band all started like upstate New York, just the Northeast.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so I mean, even starting before that, like, tell us about yourself growing up, and maybe where this like crossing paths with music, came about to you personally.
Um, um, shit. Like, my dad just loved like hair metal and shit. So like, we were always. My dad likes like butt rock. Like, so I grew up like my first CD was like fucking. It was like I got a couple like Slipknot CDs, like Papa Roach. It was like shit like I couldn't play in front of my grandparents. But um, yeah, just yeah, I don't know. I don't know like why I really got into music. But shit, I don't know.
I love it.
It's working out right now. Yeah,
Hey, yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, it panned out one way or another. Jesus,
yeah. Like
look at yeah.
my parents, I feel like it was normal. I feel like it was super normal for like all the kids in our neighborhood to like do like softball and like little league and shit like that and basketball. And I played a bunch of sports, but like I'm not competitive at all. So like I didn't care. And I don't
Mhm.
think it was like I didn't care about sports because I fucking love sports. Can I swear?
Right. Yeah,
All right,
absolutely.
cool. Yeah, I love sports so much. Love watching them. I still like playing them, but like I don't care enough to like win or want to win
Yeah.
anything. Yeah, like I just don't care. I don't care about any of that. So, yeah, I feel like once my parents just wanted me to do something.
Okay.
They wanted me to just not. I mean, all I do is just play video games. So, they didn't want me to do that, but I still did that. Uh, yeah, so they tried sports. They were like, "Shit, he doesn't like this at all." So then they bought me a bass guitar. I did one lesson. And I was like, this sucks. Like learning notes and stuff. And it seemed like guitar. Then they bought me a guitar, and I was like, damn, I still don't want to like learn notes and shit. Uh, so then they got me a drum set, and drums are easy. I don't need. I can just listen to a song and learn how to play it. That's how I learned. A lot easier than guitar and shit.
Yeah,
Uh,
totally.
but then yeah, how we how like me and Nick have been playing together since every the first thing I did was with Nick pretty much. So
Oh shit.
um
Okay.
yeah, me and Nick, like our first band, it was just like a cover band. We didn't know how to write songs. Like we would just go on like do you remember like Ultimate Guitar? You ever use ultimateguitar.com?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
like get the tabs and shit.
Yeah.
So we would just like we would literally print out tabs and just like learn it on guitar. I'd play it to drums, and like yeah, that was the first like couple years we would just cover songs.
So, I mean, did you ever try to pull up anything on there for like drums at all? Like, I don't remember, honestly. I
No,
remember being
no,
for guitar, but there was something online at one point or another that there was like a mapping out of drum parts. I'm like, what the fuck are they doing?
I don't know. That sounds crazy. I mean,
Not
drums
fun.
are drums are mad easy. Like there's like four or five things you can hit. Like as long as you can keep a beat, like you can just listen to the song and learn it.
Yeah.
And if you can't, then
Yeah.
then you yeah just learn work on your rhythm or something.
I mean, there's been times, where like you try to sit down with somebody and you're like, okay, like just like showing them like a basic like bass, hi hat, snare, and you're almost like kind of tearing your hair out because you're like, dude, what the fuck? Like, what's not clicking here? Like, I'm trying to break it down to the most, like, and it's not to insult anybody, but like sometimes it's just like it just doesn't happen. But meanwhile, they can pick up a piano and just absolutely like fucking throw through the whole thing, which has never made sense to me whatsoever.
Shit, I mean, yeah, that's the ultimate flex. If you can just hop on a piano and just start riffing, yo,
Not good for
piano's
me.
no, yeah. But I don't know. I mean, with with the drums, I mean, it's tough. Like a lot of people, I'll have people ask like, "Oh, can you like teach me how to play?" Um, and I'm not that good. I feel like there's two different like there's teaching and there's playing. I can
Mhm.
play them fine. I can play what I need to play, but I don't know if I have the patience or like the understanding to actually like teach anybody. But no one believes me
Oh
when I
yeah.
say that.
uh,
It's
there's a lot of that. I mean, that's like, I think that's kind of going along with what I was saying. Where like I've tried showing different people before, and it's just like the patience has to be the biggest part of that, or instructing of anything. It's just the fact of like, okay, we're gonna kind of get through this. You're gonna do this basic rudiment, but I think from like playing after so long, you're like, holy shit, why is this not coming together? Like, why is this so difficult? So
Yeah, you
it kind of
straight
makes
up
it
like
hard.
you got to show up with rhythm. If you don't got rhythm, like that should be like the first question. If someone's like, "Can you teach me how to play?" I'm gonna be like, "You got rhythm? If you don't
Right.
got rhythm, you better buy some, go on YouTube or
Yeah.
something, figure it out."
Let me
But
hear you do the grinding beat on your desk at school, and if we got that down, then then we're perfectly fine. Or if you have like a
exactly, yeah,
basic couple like taps with your fingers and your feet, and you're kind of going along, it's like, okay,
yeah,
now we got something here, brother.
I
We got
know,
it, or
yeah.
sister, whoever.
I'll give them like two pencils, and I'll be like, "Show me what you can do with these pencils or some shit."
So I mean, as far as like you mentioned like video games and playing, like were there different things? Obviously we have the Tony Hawks and we have the Dave Mears and shit, but were there like certain soundtracks that you kind of caught yourself like captivated with and maybe even grew
Oh
with as far
shit!
as
From a,
rhythmically?
oh yeah, first, I'm gonna look it up right now. The soundtrack's it's off the charts. There's this video game we used to play. Like my dad had it for PlayStation called ATV Off Road Fury.
Dude.
Um, and like the soundtrack was crazy. Like let me see what was on there. And like this was some of the stuff that like it was my first time. It was like my first time hearing Alice in Chains, first time hearing Soundgarden, Strung Out. Like my dad liked Seven Dust. I don't. I
Hey,
didn't like Seven Dust, but I mean, yeah, definitely like the ATV Off Road Fury. That one. I mean, Tony Hawk definitely too. I feel like also games like SSX Tricky. I feel like that had
dude,
good songs
those
on
are
it.
so sick.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
just a
Any
bunch of like music for autism and shit. Just autistic people.
that's that's a first time breakdown for it. I've never heard it broken down like that, but I can dig it.
Just like
With
just all over the place. It was just all over the place.
dude, I like something about those like early track, but then there was even different stuff in kind of where I was mentioned with like a Contra or like some of like the even earlier like Nintendo games where it was like just kind of like a steady like da 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 da, like real basic, like kind of like a 8-bit type soundtrack where some of that shit, dude.
Hmm.
There was some rad, rad stuff going on that even like
You're saying there was
rhythms
some bangers. There were
nowadays.
some bangers in there. You're just playing the game. You're just like,
You're just back and forth. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
You got your hand out the window and you're waving. Yeah.
yeah.
See you later. Shit. Um, now, did you have buddies when you were coming up as far as like that were into music as well? I mean, I know you mentioned fuck, I can't remember his name. What you said now?
Me, yeah,
Who you were playing
yeah,
with early
Nick,
on? You and Nick,
Nick,
right?
yeah.
Did you have like other kids like in your neighborhood too that were they big into music at all, or like kind of the early mentions of like, yo, we should get a band together, and like nothing comes of
Oh,
it?
yeah, for sure. Because I mean, like, yeah, I mean, growing up, every kid that was like the same age, we
Mhm.
were all just like hanging out and stuff. And yeah, I was jamming with a couple people in my neighborhood, and then honestly, like, I had like a weird phase where once in eighth grade, I went to like my first show, and I went and saw Throwdown, and that was like the first
Well,
time I heard of like straight edge. And after that show, I was like, yeah, I'm straight edge. I'm straight edge. And like if and all my friends going into high school were just like, oh, you're not gonna drink, you're not gonna smoke, and I was just like, nah. So they stopped being friends with me. So I was like, I think just out of spite, I stopped being friends with anybody that smoked or drank. And the kids that I was playing music with, they were smoking. So I was just like, I can't hang with you. I'm edge. So I had to switch it up. And I was playing like original music with them.
Oh,
And then went to a
oh
cover band,
damn.
so I went down. Yeah.
So,
Had to
I
like
mean,
glow up.
but that's that's kind of the beautiful thing, but then the awful thing with music is sometimes you have something where it's like, you know what, I'm just not feeling this. I'm gonna break off of this. I'm gonna go and check this out, and then it ends up a cover band. You're like, what the fuck did I do?
Yo,
Damn it.
and thinking about it now, like I would kill to be in a cover band. That would be so much fun. Like I don't like practicing at all. Um, Especially with and like now that I'm playing some more music with Paul Love and those guys, like our buddy that we play with, Ryan, he loves to practice. He loves to just like jam. He wants to meet up and write, and it sounds terrible. It's awful. Like whenever we're there, like there's been a couple songs that we've covered, and I'm like, this is fun. We should learn more covers. And like, I would love to just, I could probably sit at our practice space and just play other people's songs for hours. But like, if somebody's like, oh, let's practice our songs, I'm like,
Not
I
it.
know them. I don't, I already know them. Like, why do we have to practice these songs?
Oh shit, I love that. I mean, let's dig into. We're kind of talking some favorites. If you were sitting down with the boys right now, and let's just say even three songs. If you had three songs that you could throw out there right now that you could cover, what would these songs be?
Damn, three songs.
Anything.
Based off of like what, like the last songs, like the songs that we've covered and stuff, probably, I could probably play the Boston's cover that Drug Church did,
Oh,
someday, I
okay.
suppose. I
Yeah.
could do that one. On it, like that we could bust out. I don't know. It's really tough because all of us have like different tastes now.
Uh,
Like growing up, we all listened to the same stuff, but then when we got older, um, just everybody got their own car, so they were listening to whatever they wanted to. Now everybody listens to like, yeah, everybody's really different. I could probably play any Alkaline Trio song. I don't know if anybody else in the
oh
band could.
shit.
Um,
Okay. Okay.
Shit.
You mentioned
I
Alice in Chains. What about an Alice in Chains song? If you had to throw a song in there from them, what would you toss in
shit.
there?
I mean, them Bones probably because that's the
Wowee,
one like that just
man,
nonstop I listened to growing up. Um,
so sick. Why
but
have you stopped? Is there a reason? It's still great today.
no, it's all right. So like for me, they're like a playlist band. Like I
Okay,
throw them on a playlist and they just come up and I get super stoked.
okay,
Rather than just playing like a
the
full
whole
album or
record.
something. Yeah.
Okay,
I
okay,
kind of got sick
okay,
of that with my dad.
okay.
My dad using that shit. And yeah.
Okay. What about, over the years you go into some shows, maybe one or two of your favorite pieces of merch that you've gotten over the years. Something maybe even a t-shirt, a record that you got from a record release. What comes to mind?
Shit, let me
All
see. I got a
right.
sleep shirt. Hold on. Let
Oh,
me see if I can find my sleep shirt.
okay. Okay.
Hmm. I've had this shirt. You can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Since I got
Yeah.
headphones in.
Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy. All right, let's see. Um, let's
Fucking
see.
interviewing a ghost.
I know. I don't even need to be here. I could just straight up be
Maybe I
doing
should have just
anything
said
I want.
no.
I know, yeah. Then I start saying crazy shit. Um, Yo, damn. Where'd it go? I had a really cool shirt that I've had for probably like 15 years. And it was a balance and composure shirt, and it's beat up. It's so beat up. It looks dope, but I mean, this is definitely one of my favorites right here. This Alkaline Trio shirt.
Sick. That's
Yeah,
fucking awesome.
it's kind of like super loose and just super rough. So it's kind of like my sleep shirt at this point.
Okay.
Um, I got to sleep with a shirt. I don't know why, but it's got to be like a nice soft one.
That's a
Um,
wild energy.
It
Yeah, I
is,
don't know
it
about
is. But I
that.
mean, like, also, like, some people sleep with their socks on, and that is
Whoa.
crazy. That's psycho.
No.
That's
That's
psychopath.
awful.
Um, and then also, like, I mean, I really like this is definitely I have a problem with every time like Drug Church gets a shirt that I really like. Um, instead of like bringing it home and cherishing it, like I'll be on tour and I'll be like, oh, I want to wear this when I play. So I'll make something into a tank top and then I ruin the shirt and I don't have like,
Yeah.
so like I really like this one that we did, Summer Pavement Hot.
Yes.
I
It's so
really liked
sick.
this shirt that we did, but I made it a tank top. So kind of can't wear, like you need muscles to wear a tank top out.
You know.
Like when you're playing drums, you don't need muscles, in my opinion. You
Yeah.
don't need them at all.
Right.
Like, yeah, just hit as hard as you can, and that's fine. But and then this is probably my favorite merch design ever. It
Oh
was just
man,
that in the
the
front,
block.
and
Yeah.
then this was from Swell.
Oh shit, that's awesome.
Yeah,
That's
so this
so
was my
sick.
favorite shirt. I ruined it. I made it a tank top. But yeah, I still like wearing it. Just I just
Now,
can't wear it out. I'm not a fucking bodybuilder or anything.
I mean, what's your formula over the years of cutting a shirt? Now, and I ask this out of just, you have maybe three or four that you cut down. You're like, damn, I did all right. I could maybe commission some of these out, and then you have one where all of a sudden you're like, what the fuck did I do? Just nipples out all day long.
I do
Half
I
a
do
half
I
of the
do a good
pec.
job. The first time I did it, we uh we went on tour with Every Time I Die, and Andy taught me how to cut it because that's like, I mean, at least on that tour, that's all he wore was just like a tank top.
Yeah.
And it definitely helped seeing how he did it because nipples are never out. Nipples are always covered, which is good because
Man,
I
yeah,
got like hairy
absolutely.
nipples. My nipples are fine, but just like they have like a comb over. I don't I don't want anybody seeing the comb over, so it's good. It's pretty good. But I'm starting to learn, like especially after like our last run, because we just did a tour like beginning of summer with Drain, and that was the first time in a couple of years I feel like that we did a tour in the summer. We for some reason it just seems like we only do stuff in like cold weather, so we were not used to the heat, and it was brutal. None of us packed like enough. Um, I was just going through clothes, and I definitely think I want sleeves when I'm playing, because they like grab all the sweat rather than a tank
Yeah.
top just coming right to my hands. Then I get wet, then I get blisters, and then I'm crying. So I think I'm gonna go back to sleeves on the next run.
Okay. And I feel like that's a great, like, how do you feel about long sleeves while playing? Is that
Long
an energy at
sleeves,
all, or is
that's
that
a move. That's a move. I just like, I don't know. Like,
it's
is there
too
like
fucking
something?
hot, dude?
I feel like I play a little bit better when I'm hot. Um, Honestly, like, because I mean, when I'm playing cold, if I'm playing like outside fast and I'm cold or something,
Oh
I
yeah.
don't know. I'm not loose.
Hmm.
I don't feel like as locked in as I would when I'm like all warm and sweaty.
Hmm.
But I think I could do it as long as like, yeah, I don't know. I could see it like sticking to you, being uncomfortable, but I could also see it being like a really good sweatband. You know what I
Sick.
mean?
Yeah.
It'd be
Being
the
able to wipe
closest thing I
everything
could
off.
get. Yeah, it could be the closest thing I could get to wearing gloves. I'm not allowed to
Love
wear
it.
gloves, so it's fine. Like there's
Has this
rules.
been
There's rules in the band.
like
Um,
a conversation? Like absolutely no ahead, like Mudvayne 2004. No,
I mean,
nothing.
like the guys, like obviously, like if anybody wants to do anything, all of us are gonna be like, yeah, you can do that. You can
But
you can do that, but like you're gonna get shit on. Like we're going to make fun of you, and so will other people. So like people have been like the guys have been like, yeah, you can wear like if you want to wear gloves, do it. Like just you're gonna face the repercussions. Same with like the rules. Like the guys can't wear shorts. Um, like guitar, like the guys like Nick, Pat, PK, Corey, just anybody on
uh,
the front of the stage, they can't wear shorts. I can wear shorts,
okay.
luckily. But yeah, if they wear shorts, we immediately become a local band. You become a local band. So that's like
Oh
the
shit.
only tip I
Okay.
have. If somebody's just like, "Hey, do you have any tips for like starting a band and stuff?" I'm just like, just don't wear
No
shorts. If you don't wear
gloves.
shorts, you'll
No
become
shorts.
successful. That's the only thing we have, um, that is because we're successful is the shorts.
But
If
imagine
you don't wear
hearing
shorts,
that.
you make it.
Imagine hearing that when you were a young man, as opposed to somebody saying like, work on your rudiments or work on, your pattern between your feet. Don't wear shorts.
I'm literally
Um,
like that's gonna be my thing now. Like I've seen a lot of people get asked the question like, oh, like what do you have any like advice for someone that wants to like start playing music or start touring? And people will be like, oh, my advice is don't do it. And I'm just gonna be like, no, just don't wear shorts.
just
Like
don't wear
don't pack
shorts.
shorts. Yeah. I don't care if it's summer, just wear pants. Like, I don't know.
What if you? I mean, is there like a repercussion as far as you go right down to underwear? Like not even
I mean
shorts, but just taking it one
I mean, if you're a drummer, I think you can do whatever you want. You can wear whatever you want. I mean, like
balls
you're
out.
sitting there. You know what I mean? Like you should be able to do whatever you want. You're sitting there. You're bored as hell. You know what I mean? You don't get to like I don't have hair, you know? So when I rock out, like it's just the neck moving. So it's not that
Yeah,
cool. So you get privileges like the other guys don't. But yeah, just
man.
don't pack shorts. You can bring like swimming trunks. You can wear swimming trunks if you want, but like only when you're swimming.
And there's a great wicking that would come with that too, I would imagine. Now,
I
I
agree.
mean, let me ask this as far as like, while we're on topic, and I'm kind of jumping a little bit further too, but this is a personal thing for me. Shoes, no shoes, shoes. I mean, what do you prefer when you're playing? And do you have a go-to pair? Do you like something real tight, something kind of flop and loosey? What's going on there?
Um, so I've gone through everything. I really like wearing like boots because I feel like I hit the kick harder.
What?
Yeah, and it's like a workout. Like I feel like it's like when people wear like ankle weights and they're running and shit. But boots is cool. I mean, you've heard our band. Like I'm not playing like anything crazy fast, so like it's
I
fine.
understand, but at a 50-minute set, hour long set.
Shit, yeah, we're only playing like 35 tops. We got old heads in the band. They can't play that long. Um, yeah, if we're going longer than 45, it's because like we're not getting paid unless we play more than 45. Um,
Okay.
uh, but I started off playing in boots because I felt like that helped me. It was like a workout, and then I've gone through like I like wearing high tops usually, but now that I'm like over 30, straight up like my ankles honestly hurt and my knees kind of hurt
Mhm.
if I don't like stretch or anything before I play. So I've been playing in like compression socks and then Crocs. I just put Crocs on.
Oh,
Um,
shit,
it's
really?
better than like it's because like I don't like packing a lot. Like I don't I bring like a really small bag on tour. I only want
Mm.
to bring one pair of shoes and a pair of Crocs. So like having sweaty shoes and shit, like I don't know. I'd rather just wear Crocs. I don't sweat in those. Um,
Nothing
I've
to it.
gone, yeah, I've gone barefoot before, but like nah, I don't like it. I feel too gross, too sweaty down there. You know what I mean? Slipping off the kick pedal.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
Do you feel like when you're in socks, maybe you're like the drummer of Suicide Silence, or you're supposed to be doing like some sort of like a metalcore type situation, or is that
I
just me?
mean, I mean, if I'm in socks, yeah, I feel like I'm like, damn, I don't have a double kick right now. I feel like I should have a double kick, especially with socks, yeah. But yeah, I've never gone just socks. That seems super local to me too. Um, like
Shorts and socks,
shorts and socks,
not
yeah. Like
happening.
I don't know, yeah. You're just playing local shows at that point.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, so we're gonna get to this in a little bit here, but I gotta mention here because I was gonna ask about a few album covers that come to mind, and this is resonating from your guys' work with Cheer. And when
Okay.
that record was coming out, I was just kind of teetering on getting introduced to you guys. This record comes out, absolutely fucking ripping cover art. But before touching on any of that, what comes to mind to you as far as a couple of records that you maybe even chose off of the cover art and if they were good or not?
Shit. Are you talking about like DC or just in general, like just music, just any
Just
cover?
any cover you're going through, maybe even younger when you're going through a music shop and you see Slipknot with all the masks or some shit or something, that you just chose off of the cover art and you loved.
I mean, I definitely say like so thinking about it now, like my taste has definitely changed. Like I think when I saw like like Slipknot album art and shit. When I saw that stuff, like especially like with bands on the cover, I thought it was cool. Now I don't really like now like I'm at the point where I just like I like an album art that has nothing on it. Like there's no name, there's no like it's just like a photo, it's just art. There's nothing on the front.
Mhm.
I think it's cool when bands have like each band has their own signature style or signature artwork that um, you can see it. It's almost like a riff. Like you hear a riff and you could be like, "Oh, that sounds like this band," you know? That sounds like a Drug Church riff. Like I want people to be able to see our artwork, and if there's no name or anything on it, they can just be like, "Oh, that looks like a Drug Church artwork." You know what I
Sure.
mean? So I can't think of any off the bat. Um, I do take photos. Like whenever I go to like record stores or like if I'm like seeing looking at a bunch of CDs, I have like a bunch of photos in my phone of like different artwork that like pretty much if I take a photo of something, it's like inspiration, but it's mainly just being like I want to show the guys this so we can somehow rip it off. You know? Like inspiration is just ripping something off. So like it's I feel like it's just easier to say like, hey, let's rip this off. Like a couple days ago I texted the guys like an Everclear song and I was like, we should try and rip this riff off. And they were like, yeah, it's a good riff, you know? Um
Ah,
hey,
man.
what's
I mean, the
up, Al?
honesty and being between, like myself and being in bands, like there's nothing more honest than that, than, looking, hearing, just different things where you're like, oh man, this seems cool, but like, let's maybe make a shittier version of it that probably isn't going to be as good, but yeah, just kind of have our own take on it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean like I mean if someone says like, oh, this sounds like this, it's just like I mean it was probably intentional. Um you know what I mean? If it wasn't, then it's kind of just then it's a little I find it's a little weird if something does sounds like something and they're like, oh no, we weren't trying to do that. It's just
Yeah.
like that's weird.
Never
Um,
heard the band. Have
yeah,
no
it's just
idea
like
what you're
yes, you
talking
have.
about.
Yeah, just be honest with
Yeah.
us. Like
Yeah.
if you good?
You back?
Yeah, I got you. It's all right.
Rascal tried kicking me off. It's not going to
That's
happen,
all right.
brother. It's not going to happen. Jesus H. I'm sorry. Okay, so this last part, we're just talking about that inspiration there, and what were you saying there before they cut us
Um,
off?
I was just saying like shit. I was just saying like it's weird if you shit. I don't even
Oh
know.
yeah, like like, something deliberately sounds like something, and then someone's like, "Hey, have you ever heard this band? Like it kind of sounds," and you're just like, "No, absolutely not. It's the same lyrics and pretty close to the same riff, just maybe a little bit backwards, but
Oh
we've never
yeah,
heard the band before."
yeah. Oh, so what I was saying is just like I don't know, like if you're just honest and you're just like, yeah, like we wanted to write something that sounds like that.
Hmm.
I don't know.
It, it,
You want to make it your own.
yeah,
It's inevitable. You're gonna make stuff that sounds like something else.
mhm,
Music's been
yeah.
around for like 10 years. You know what I mean? It's been like 10 years of music, so everything's gonna be written already.
Yeah. Everything's washed up.
Yeah.
Everybody's cut their hair by now, and they've gone to the short hair era, and
Hmm.
yeah, checking out different things. Sure.
Hmm.
Now let's just say even today that you're walking into a guitar center and you get back to the drums and you sit down. What would be what's your go to for just kind of a simple tune that you're going to go and play? Just kind of having it at the palms of your hands there. What are you
Oh,
going to do?
I will never play a drum kit in Guitar Center anymore.
I
It
I
seems like
don't believe
it.
you. Why?
It's like I'll play an electronic kit with like headphones, but like I'm not gonna like. When I was younger, I
Uh,
did, but that's because like
uh.
when you're younger, you don't think, and you're not like, oh, someone in this store definitely like wants me to kill myself for playing this drum set. You know what I mean? So now when I walk in and stuff, I don't know, like I don't know. I think I'm also like programmed like when you're playing with the guys, when you're practicing and stuff, like if you're just jamming drums while everybody's like tuning and stuff, like no one's gonna want to play music with you. Um yeah, like when I play drums, like I get looks like I'll be playing like the drums. We'll like smoke a joint. I'm behind the kit. I'm just playing some drums and I just like, see Corey like tuning this guitar like this. it's just I don't want to get those looks anymore. You know what I mean? So I only play when we're playing. That's a confidence thing. I mean,
Oh
I
my
don't know about
God.
you, but like, I mean, with everything in my life, like, I don't think I'm like, there's always people better than me, which is fine. But like, I'm not. I'm good enough to play in my bands. I'm good enough to play those songs and play like other rock songs and stuff. But like, for me to go into like a store and sit behind a kit, like, I'm not. I don't have any jazz. I'm gonna bust the fuck out. You know, like I'm not gonna just play like boom cha boom boom cha boom cha. So I'm just not gonna hit it. You know what I mean? Um,
Dude.
I'll hit the electronic kits with my guys. Just
Now,
just the
are
electronic.
you turning on some like some exotic type shit? I mean, are you gonna have like an '80s drum kit that's on? Are you trying to have some like hand claps? What are you doing with this electric kit?
No, I'm just going straight to like studio rock or something. Um, the
Okay.
electronic kit sounds so good. I'd really wish I could have one. I just don't have the room. Um, and
So,
also, it'd be one of those things where I'd buy and I'd use it like twice a year. Um, the amount of stuff that I've bought that I do not use, an electronic kit would be right on top of that.
right.
Yeah, it would collect dust like under my bed or something, unfortunately. But yeah,
Okay. You know what's crazy is I've never had one, and a few years ago I bought like a really old kit from a buddy of mine, and honestly, like I would say 90% of the time I don't even have it plugged in, but it's a muscle memory thing where I'll have my pedals hooked up and I'll be playing and have my headphones in and practicing this shit, and it's insane. Like I mean, as far as practice wise, like I can't say that I'm
yeah,
like king shit a fuck mountain for practicing, but I do a shit ton on that thing, and it's sick. I don't
yeah.
even have it
It's
plugged
like
in.
yeah, if you don't even have it plugged in, like you could just it's just basically like a practice pad that other people do. But
That's it.
um, like I said, like why am I going to practice? You know what I mean?
You're
I
not
know the songs.
you're not jumping on playing a Rush track.
Nah, I'll listen to it. I'll play like drums on my computer desk. But
Love
um,
it.
yeah, it's I'm just yeah with, with me. First, the only word to describe me is just lazy. We pra- we practice about like 15 minutes away, and it's 24
Okay.
hours. Like I could go there whenever I want. I got keys. I could play drums whenever I
Oh
want.
man, it's
I'm not
awesome.
playing drums.
It's
I'll
not
play
happening.
drums like I'll play drums like when I have to. Um, and
Okay.
I think that has
That's
yeah,
sick.
that's like a confidence thing too. Like I'm like, oh, I'm not confident in like the way I play, and then I'm
Mhm.
like, well, maybe if I practiced, and I'm like, nah, I'm good enough. I
That's
can play
straight.
what I need to play, you know.
Yeah. So I mean, we're getting great liner notes out of this though, and especially for cats that are like looking to start playing drums. There's absolutely no
No
socks. This is a no
socks,
shorts
no
situation.
shorts.
Shorts don't doesn't matter. That's for touring.
Boots will make you hit the kick harder. Um,
Practice
also,
is for losers. Are we going
yeah.
there?
So and like when I first got into like drums and stuff, I was super into like Joey Jordison and stuff. And do you remember like the metal sticks that they used to make?
Ahead,
Yeah, yeah. Those were incredible.
brother.
I honestly feel like they helped me hit harder and play faster.
Mhm.
They were. I mean, if I picked up a pair now, I'd probably be like, "Damn, this is miserable. Like,
They're
I don't
heavy
like
as
playing with these."
fuck.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I don't know. I don't know why, but like, kids just do stupid shit, and they play with stupid shit. They want stupid shit, and I wanted these. I wanted these heavy ass drumsticks. Um, and yeah, I feel like those help me too. Those help me play a little bit faster. It's like conditioning.
yeah. Hell yeah. Did you ever replace the actual like I guess the arm of the stick?
No,
Like, did you know that you could take off the tips of them and you could replace like the I guess it would be the barrel maybe. You had the
damn, you could
handle.
mod them.
You could replace them, dude. So like they would have some where it would be mostly for you didn't have to buy a whole new pair. You could have the handles and the tips, and then you would just replace like the arm of the stick.
Okay,
But later on, like they would get it to where you could like mod it with red or like throw on some fucking flames. You know what I'm
damn.
saying? What do you want on these things? We'll toss them on
I
there
know.
for another $65.
That's crazy. It's gonna
Fuck
be
out of
like a
here.
whole new thing, like fucking like the Disney pins, like the Disney people. They go to like Disneyland with all the pins. They're trading all the pins. We're just gonna be trading drumsticks, just
At this
different
point, I mean,
parts.
even nowadays. like today of going online and like trying to get like skins or trying to get drumsticks and shit. You're just like, things are already expensive enough. How the fuck are people supposed to afford these things?
Yeah, I'm trying my best to use less sticks. But yeah, I agree. It's
Wild.
it's inevitable. We're gonna be spending money, especially on drums. I feel like drums are definitely the most expensive, but if I say that, then it always becomes a battle, you know?
Yeah.
We start pricing out cables, all these pedals, the strings, the guitars. I'm sure it all adds up. Everybody's
All right.
spending a lot,
All right.
but I mean, yeah, we break a cymbal, it's the end of the world, man. It's the worst. I hate it.
Have you had like better luck with a certain, not even to say it being Zildjian or Sabian or fucking Peist or any of that shit, but like, have you had better luck with certain ones as far as maybe even crashes over the years that you found where other things you're like, I'm gonna steer away from
No,
that.
I feel like I don't know. I definitely there's definitely times where like it's just like adrenaline. I feel like where I'm just hitting them harder than I need to. Um, but I think it's all really comparable.
Mm.
I feel like I've used most companies, and I've broke all of them, all the companies. I don't know. They're just pieces of metal. I don't know like if anybody has certain tricks, but I have noticed that like the thinner a cymbal is, the longer I get out of it. I would think in my head, like common sense, I'd be like, oh, like a thicker cymbal will be better, but I don't know.
Right.
Yeah. I've been trying
Huh.
to I usually use have you ever bought anything or seen Memphis Drum Shop online?
Yep.
Memphis
I've
Drum
never
Shop's
used any of
incredible.
it, but
So,
okay.
I mean, I love it. It's really tough because like cymbals are like I don't know. I'll use any drum kit. I'll pretty much use any metal snare, but with cymbals, I'm really picky. Like they need to sound exactly how I want them to sound with our music. Um,
Uh,
there's times where I've like borrowed cymbals or I've rented cymbals and I've had the worst time playing because they just don't match what like we're playing. I just don't think they sound good with what we're playing. So
that's
Memphis Drum Shop, you can go on the website. They have videos of like almost every cymbal they have for sale, like of someone playing it, like a bunch of different ways. So you can actually see like the cymbal you're going to buy, what it's going to sound like as long as you have good headphones.
mhm.
And that's helped me out a lot. I really like that website. It's better than like me having to go to hell, which is Guitar Center, and like be like, oh, I want to try this cymbal, and they don't have it. You know, um,
Yeah, right.
it's the worst place I've ever been on earth. I fucking hate it. It's terrible.
It's
I'm trying not to go
wild.
to music stores anymore. So
Just in general, just avoided it.
yeah, I am very lucky. There's a shop. Have you ever heard of Professional Drum Company? The Professional Drum
Mm-mm.
Shop.
Oh, okay. Uh-uh.
It's in Los Angeles. It's awesome. It's just drums. They have a bunch of vintage kits. They have all the cymbals, all the drum heads. Like that's where I usually just go to get everything like before a tour. Yeah, that's a great store. I'll go to there. I'll go to that shop all the time. But Guitar Center, nah, it's
Not happening.
depressing. Nah, you could go in there for one pair of sticks and it's gonna take 45 minutes. It's brutal. It's brutal. I feel so bad for anybody that works there.
Oh my God, it's insane. I mean, like, where does your first kit come into play? Is this something that was a gift? Somebody handed it over to you? How did that come about, and what was it?
Uh, Christmas gift. My parents got me a Pearl Export. It was a purple Pearl Export.
Sick.
Yeah, the shit was
Awesome.
awesome. I remember every single one of my kits. That one I had the longest. I went from that. I really liked that, and then I went into like my like newfound glory phase. So I wanted like a crazy ass drum set that looked like crazy colors. So I got a D drum.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
yeah, and then I went from D drum to shit. I don't know what I went to after that. I think I had this. There was one point when we were playing music that uh, there was no drummers. Like Albany, where we grew up, there wasn't that many drummers.
Hmm.
Um, so I had to play drums. But then once we found a drummer, I was like, damn, I kind of want to play guitar. So I sold all my stuff, switched to guitar, and then we lost the drummer. Then I had to go back to drums, so I had to sell all my guitar
Oh
stuff.
no.
But it's fine.
Oh
It's
no.
fine. It's fine because like I'm not a good guitar player. Like I can play. I'd be like a killer rhythm guitar player. Like I can
Okay.
play.
And
I can kill it at rhythm guitar. But no, I don't want to play guitar in a band. I don't want to like
oh
stand up
man.
there. I want to wear shorts. You know. I want to wear shorts and tank tops and stuff.
With I mean, where does this? Because you're still on this Ludwig, right? The green sparkle.
Yeah, I got the classic maple Ludwig right now.
Wowie. Where does this come into play? Is this from that shop?
No, I got really lucky. I took advantage of someone during the pandemic. You know, everybody's trying to like survive, and I just saw it on Reverb. It was on Reverb for like it's on Reverb for like 1,500, and I was like, I'll give you 1,400, and he was like, yeah. So got really lucky. Yeah, I like it a lot. Uh, it's big, it's
Fuck,
loud.
man.
Yeah.
That's
Um,
awesome.
yeah. It'd be cool to like collect kits, but like I just need one, you know?
Dude, I recently, okay, in all of my days of playing drums and all the years that I've had, I recently had two kits, and I would just come down here and sit in like a movie music room or whatever, and I would come down and I would just see it in the corner. And I'm like, why the fuck do I have this? I don't need two kits.
You're
And
trying to
my other ones are
flex.
older. I'm not.
No, not trying to flex.
No, not at all. I'm like, the only thing I'm flexing is the space that I have in
Yeah.
here that's
Look
limited
at the
already.
space I don't have. I just have drums in a corner, just stacked on top of each other.
Oh shit, that is fun. What are those? Are the Ludwigs? Are those like a older, like a vintage kit then?
It's like I haven't looked up like the serial number or anything, but I think it's like a 2000s. It's nothing like crazy old.
Oh, okay.
Um, yeah, it's like
Still,
I think it's like yeah, 15, 20 years old, but not like it.
Ludwig though.
Yeah. Um, uh, I was like, especially with like my first car, I was like, oh, I can't get this scratched. I gotta take care of it. And then I'm like, no, like I want it to have like battle scars and shit. So like, same with the drum set. I got it for like a week. I was just like, oh, I gotta put it in the cases, this and that. And then like 1 week of touring, it's just absolutely destroyed. But it's fine. Like, who cares? It's
Yeah,
fucking wood, you know? Like,
yeah.
it's just pieces of wood. It's all good.
Now, like throughout years, did you have different things where? I mean, I know that you mentioned like cymbals and things, but did you have snares or pedals that you kind of found yourself kind of going through like a rotation of to find, your niche, your dial in, so to speak?
Um, Not really. Like I always used like wooden snares. I don't know why. I just thought they were easier to tune myself.
Hmm.
And I always liked like a big like open boxy hit. But then forget what tour it was, but that what some tour I rented or I borrowed like a brass snare or something, just a metal snare, and I was like, damn, this is aggressive,
Hmm.
and it worked really well. So then I just got some recommendations from friends, and I got a new snare. But other than that, like, no, nothing that really like stuck with me. I think like an Iron Cobra kick pedal is like the best kick pedal that I've ever had. Um, I had one for like 15 years, and it never failed me. I never had a case for it. Just threw it in the trailer, threw it in the back of a van. Those
Straight
things
up.
were beast. Yeah, I really like those. That was really it.
Damn. What snare was it that you ended up getting?
I got I stuck with Ludwig, just Ludwig on Ludwig. I got a Copper Phonic.
Oh, boy, vey.
I know, yeah,
Sick.
I know. I don't like having something that expensive. I really don't. Like
Jeez.
before that, I
You
was
were just
using
like,
the.
I just kind of got
It's just
something metal. I don't
like,
know. It's
yo,
one
why
thing
would
or
I
another.
spend that?
Wow.
Why would
Holy
like why would somebody
shit.
spend that much money? Like, I think it's just like I'm really bad. Like I have a bad habit. Like if I have like friends spending money, or if like I live with Nick in DC who
Hmm.
plays in DC, and like he'll get a new guitar, and I'm just like, I want to spend money. You know, like I want to buy something. I have
Yeah.
a bad habit with that. So I think the guys were getting like someone got something cool, and I was just like, fuck, I need to get a snare. I need to like show them that I actually care about playing music or something, you know? Um, because that's the thing. Like I would use like broken cymbals, and I'm like, damn, they probably think I don't give a shit, or like I'm not invested. So I was just like, all right, let me spend like mad money on a snare,
Oh my
But now it's just
God.
something to take care of.
Yeah.
Um,
Jesus, that's
Honestly
insane. Yeah, I mean
though,
that's
like
awesome.
the
Loud.
the the best snare I ever used was like a pork pie. You know, they made the what was it? Is it like big brass? It was like the
Mm.
knockoff. It was the knockoff of the Black Beauty.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, okay.
So yeah,
That?
pork pie made one of those, and I had like I've had two of them over the years, and they're like $200. You can buy them used $200. They sound just like my Copperphonic. I got absolutely scammed. Like I got the Copperphonic.
Whoa.
I love it. It sounds great. It looks really nice. But yeah, that pork pie sounds incredible.
Holy shit. I had an acrylic for like I don't know how many years and like different things kind of like aside, but I never had any is I'll have to look up and see what that is because I know what
Yeah,
it
they're
is that
super
you're
cheap.
talking about.
They're super cheap. They're really good. It's like a Walmart brand. Walmart brand of like a nice snare. It works really well. Um,
That's
I've
insane.
always wanted to do an acrylic kit, but like I said, I got no space, man. I got no space to put an extra kit.
Have you ever played one?
Yeah, I got to play one. We just did at Chicago Music Exchange. We got to do this little live thing, and they had like a Coke bottle acrylic in the basement, ready for me to rock on.
Holy shit,
Yeah, it
really?
was a lot of fun.
Damn.
I haven't used an acrylic snare though. I don't know how that would be for me. I'm kind of like, if it's not metal, I don't want to use it. But I did
Uh-huh.
like the acrylic. I don't know if it'd be good recording. I don't know how good it would sound recording, in my opinion, but it was really good for like a live performance.
Damn. Okay. For whatever reason, I've played maybe two over the years, and like the full kit, something just always sounds off, and I don't know what it is. It's not like a tuning. It's not. There's just something there that's I'm not liking, and I don't know.
I mean, yeah, maybe you just. I mean, I think we're all just maybe accustomed to like wood, wood
Yeah.
for kits or something. I don't know.
And I sound like certifiably like a dumbass because as I'm saying this, I don't actually have an explanation into like what it is,
I mean, no, we
what it
don't need
is, or what it could
explanations,
be.
man. We don't need explanations. You can be like, "Yo, this sounds like shit," and if somebody's like, "Why?" I'd be like, "I don't know.
I
It
don't
doesn't
know.
matter. It just doesn't sound good to me. It's
Do
fine."
you have anything that you maybe have learned or through like the years have kind of come into as far as tuning? I think this is always like a big thing that's between drummers. Myself, even at a show yesterday, was talking to a couple of buddies. Where have you found that? What's kind of like a happy point for you?
So I'll tune if I have to. Um, I'm like a big believer in like, oh, if someone's better at something, then I'm gonna ask them to do it. And our guy Alex, who comes out and does front of house for us, he's
Mhm.
like he's one of the best drummers I've ever met. He's like a studio guy. He records. He plays drums. He does sound. He's just a magician when it comes to music, and he's incredible at tuning snares. He's showed me how. I'm gonna have to do it myself eventually, you know. But like I
Mhm.
said, what's one word to describe me? Fucking lazy. So like, so I'll be like, "Yo, Alex, I know you're getting ready to like sound check and shit." I'm like, "Yo, does my snare sound okay? It kind of sound kind of weird." And he's like, "All right, I'll check it." So he's tuning the snare and shit. Um, I feel really confident in I feel confident in like kick, like shell. I really
Oh,
like the
okay.
way I can tune toms, because for toms, to be honest, like it's just feel for me. I don't know if they feel good, if they have a good response. I don't really give a shit how they sound. If they sound
Yeah,
low, that's cool. As long as I get the reaction that I want from them,
yeah, yeah.
that's all I care about.
I feel like floor tom is always like a hassle of some sort. Rack toms are always like okay, and then floor tom is always kind of like a thing where if it's too low or it's too loose or it's too tight, and then it's almost like a fucking weird pingy sound. Like,
Yeah, it's like a fucking bongo or something.
yeah,
Um, no, yeah, I mean, I would say, I mean, floor tom can definitely be tricky. As honestly, I've only had problems with like it just like having like a really long ring after, you
yeah,
know.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I mean, with my toms, like I really like them to be dead. So as
Mm,
long as they're dead, I'm fine with that. But yeah, as long as there's not like a boom. But that really only matters like with recording and stuff.
mm,
Because like once there's guitars, drums, bass, and then PK like just like yelling into a mic, you can't really hear anything else, you know? Yeah.
I mean, now like digging into that, what are like the initial conversations of Drug Church coming together, and how you got to know the rest of these fellas?
I mean, I've been playing music with, uh, I mean, all I've been playing. We've been all been playing together for over 12 years. We started DC like 12 years ago. But before that, uh, everybody that plays an instrument, Nick, Corey, and Pat Wynn, we've been playing together probably for like a little over 15 years. We
Oh,
played
okay.
in like a pop punk band when we were a lot younger, and then once we started to want to write like heavier stuff, we got Pat Kinlan to just sing over like the demo that we did,
Hmm.
and then we just went from there. But um, we didn't really know PK when we first started because the band's kind of all like it's been like all over the place for a while. Like when we started, he PK moved out to California, and then a couple of years later, me and Nick moved out to California, and then PK moved back to New York, and then so we've been all spread out, and now PK is in Australia. Me and Nick are here in California, and then we got two guys in the Northeast. So um, it's all spread out, but I don't know. We play Fortnite together, you know. So we keep in contact that way.
There's still a connection happening even when not on the road there. Okay.
Yeah, because I mean, like especially when we moved at first, we didn't like we would be together all day, every day, 24/7 when we were on tour, and then a tour would end, and we wouldn't talk to each other for like weeks, months until the next time we had to see each other or like record or something, you know.
Hmm.
So having like a Discord, the band has a Discord that anybody can join, and we'll just be in there. Like I'm usually just hanging out near my computer if I'm not like fishing or something. So I'll just always be in the Discord, and yeah, we always just shoot the shit in there
Hmm.
or just play video games together.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Hmm.
I mean, it's fun, and I think it's just one of those things where, not necessarily like me being on like tour on the road constantly, but it's like one aspect that people don't think of when they're early on thinking of like wanting to be in a band or wanting to do different things. It's like being on the road and with five other people in close proximity for X amount of time gets a little grueling. And when you get back, it's like it's not supposed to be like a thing where you hate each other, but space is definitely, I think,
No,
valued.
space is huge. It's hard to bring up. Um, it could be hard to bring up to some people because it does sound rude, but yeah, I mean, we'll be with you'll be with people for a month just nonstop. Like you don't have any time to yourself.
Hmm.
Like we're all sharing beds in a hotel room. We're in the van. We're at the venue. I mean, if you want to go for a walk, you can have some time to yourself. But
Hmm.
for the most part, you're not alone at all. So you come home, and I have a bad habit of just kind of becoming a zombie by myself in my room for a couple of days at least because like I don't know, I don't want to see anybody. I don't want to talk. I don't want to go out. Kind of just want to be in my home base, you know.
Hmm.
So yeah, space is really huge when we get home. And luckily, like no one's ever thought like, oh damn, I haven't heard from you. It's just like everybody knows, you know what I mean?
Right.
Everybody feels good. Everybody hits each other up when they're out of the funk, you know what I mean? Or they've had
Hmm.
enough time to get home and reset.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Are there certain things when you're out on the road like that that you like to hit up or look and see if there's video game shops or fishing or different things that kind of take you outside of that realm of music?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is another thing we do together, but I mean, we always, on a day off, we always try and go see a movie or we try to go to a cheesecake factory. Um, if we
Okay.
can do both, it's it's the best day ever, dude. Like if we can do both, it's incredible. Like we show up to like an AMC or something, and there's like a cheesecake factory right next door. It's incredible. But we do that. What else do we do? Um, we do go to like malls and shit like that if we need to, but I don't know. We're not really like the shopping type.
Hmm.
Um, it's usually just like yeah, movies. It's movies. We go out to eat together. Um, I'm trying to think of something else we've done. We did just when we were in Norway, we did a fishing uh excursion. We like yeah, we did that in Norway and it was awesome. We all caught fish. We all had a good time. That was like the first time we've um we've ever done something as like a group, uh like planned out, you know.
Damn,
Um
that's sick.
yeah, it was the first time we've ever had a couple days in between shows where we could plan something. We're like we've always been firm believers like if you have a day off, try to play a show. Because I mean like when we're not home, like we need to like make money. We need
Mm-hmm.
to try and make it all worth it. And a day off, you're just losing money.
Mm-hmm.
So, um, yeah, over the last couple months, we've been trying to tell ourselves like, oh, why don't you guys just like take a day off or two? Yeah, you're not making money, but you don't really have to lose money if you're just staying in one place. But
Mm-hmm.
trying to do more, trying to do more. Um, yeah, downtime, just try to do something, even if it's just a movie, even if it's just a movie.
Dude, and, I mean, and you say just a movie, like that's the shit. Honestly, you know, where I would be like, I'd be right there, you know, going and trying to see something, even if it's a, you know, you have maybe a rom com or I would prefer a horror, you know, but I mean, you never know if there's some action or something like that.
We
Hopefully, something good out there,
we usually always try to like if there's a horror movie, we'll try and do that because like other than that, man, like
dude.
if like if it's a horror if it's not a horror movie, it's gonna be like a 3 hour movie. It's inevitable now, man. Every fucking movie is
Yeah,
3 hours. It's crazy. Like we're trying to go see a
yeah.
movie at 7. We got to go to bed immediately after. It's just too much. What happened to the 90 minutes, man?
Dude,
91 minutes.
it's a magical time. It's absolutely a
Yeah.
magical time. What's the last thing that you've seen that you enjoyed, or even horror, if something comes to mind that you saw on the road?
Um, the last thing that we saw that I mean, damn, the last horror movie we saw that we liked, we did like, what was that Ethan Hawke movie? Black Phone?
Oh yeah,
Is that what it was called? That was a
yep.
while ago. But that was the
So
last
sick.
one. We did see, the last, like, scary movie we saw was The Boogeyman, the newest Boogeyman. And that shit was
Okay,
ass.
that's what
That
I
was an
heard.
ass movie. Yeah, we did not enjoy that one. I'm trying to think. We've seen a lot of movies, man. But when it comes to horrors and stuff, yeah, I feel like Black Phone was the last one we saw that we actually liked. I think so. Yeah. Um,
I could dig it.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean that was a couple of years even, but I mean that was a solid fucking movie. I think that's kind of one of those things where you go in and you kind of worry about if it's going to be great or not, but they did a good job with that. So luckily,
Yeah. This
I
dude
would
Dookie
agree.
doesn't think so. Black Phone sucks so hard.
Sucks so hard.
Nah,
Cut it out, dude.
just
All right,
contrary right there.
slap it. Slap it in the comments. The last movie that you enjoyed, my dude, Dookie.
I
In the
I
meantime, as
have heard
far
about The
as
Nun too. I've heard The Nun. Those movies are fucked up. Like, cause like they don't really have to be like that crazy, but like if you
yeah,
have a scary ass villain or like a monster or something, that's all you need. You know what I mean?
that's. I mean, I kind of worry about that because the original one sucked ass, but
For
I
sure.
don't know how many people I've heard that said that absolutely love that sequel, and I don't get
I
it, but
mean,
I'm like, shit, I'll check it out.
there's so many movies in that like shit. What do you call that? That all the
Conjuring
movies.
universe or
Yeah,
whatever.
that universe. Yeah, cause like yo, like the Conjuring movies. When I first saw those, I was like, these are good movies.
So sick.
I thought they were
Yeah,
great movies.
absolutely.
Um, I really liked those. Yeah. I fucking I really liked those, and there was also another one where like, do you remember he found like movies in his attic, and it was just like
Sinister.
sinister. Yeah, like that was a prime example. Like the movie was okay, but I thought the monster or like the demon or whatever was scary as hell.
I've never seen it.
He looks like he's in Slipknot. It's crazy.
Oh shit.
He's got like a Slipknot mask. It's crazy, but yeah, that was a pretty good movie. You should check that out.
Yeah, I've heard the same too, and I was just thinking too because I said something about the Nun too, and it was like Annabelle 3, or it was like something Annabelle comes home. that movie was sick, and that was like the third or fourth movie in that
Was
franchise too.
Annabelle
So
Comes Home the one that was on like the countryside,
yeah, the one it
where
was
like
I think like the prequel to the whole story
and like
of like how the doll
the
came
like
about.
yeah, and like the mom was like she couldn't get out of bed and shit. That
Yeah,
was a good one.
that was
That was
sick.
a good one. That one got me good.
Yeah, I,
Um,
I agree. I thought that was
uh,
sick. Did you see the Demeter or whatever the it was like the newest Dracula movie that just
was
came out?
that the one on the boat?
Yeah.
I didn't see that one. PK from the band saw it. He said it was good. Um, it's tough, man. I'm trying so hard not to watch like, especially horror trailers, because you see all the
The whole
best
movie.
parts.
Hmm.
So that was one I saw the trailer for, and I was like, "Fuck, I can't go see this." The other vampire one I did like was what was it? Renfield
Oh yeah,
with
I
Nicolas
haven't seen that
Cage.
one yet either.
Really good
Cage is
movie.
he's something else, man. I
Yeah.
mean, he has like so many things that come out that are just teetering of ass.
Hmm.
Like that Mandy movie, people absolutely loved. Wasn't for me. I wasn't there.
Yeah, I think it's just hit or miss. I think it's one of. I think Nicolas Cage is one of those things. He's like Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts. Like you hate one or you hate the other. You know, you love them or you hate them.
No, I dig that. I mean, I dig, just kind of the aspect of like some of the downtime and, kind of touching on, those things of like having that interest too and yeah, just, tying everything together and still having time to do things that aren't just solely wrapped around like the music aspect of that. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, before a show, like you'd mentioned stretching and different things. Do you have like more of a ritual as far as what goes into that or different things that you do to kind of loosen up?
Um, just play Fortnite if I can. Uh,
A good
yeah, got
win might help.
dude, a good victory royale before playing. Like
Wow.
there's nothing better. Nothing stretches me out more than a victory royale. Uh, but no, honestly, like I don't really do it. Like I don't really do any stretching or anything. I kind of just like I don't know. I probably should, it would probably help me. Yeah, I don't do anything. I just yeah,
Just get
we
up
go
there.
on stage. Yeah, I don't know. I go in just super cold. And I guess that's probably why I start to feel good like halfway through a set. I'm like, all right, now I'm getting the hang of this. Um, yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Someone
Maybe I
needs to
should
write a book about
take
this.
notes. I should take this as a note and start like practicing or something. But yeah, I
Oh
don't know.
shit. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. No, I mean I could appreciate that. And I love, just from the opportunity of being able to hear different people who have been on the road or toured or in just different experiences in general. I always love hearing those things. So if it's something where it's completely nothing, it's sick and it's inspiring because I don't ever find myself being able to do that, but um, it's great that it works for someone.
Yeah, I mean, like I don't know. I use this as an excuse a lot, but like I never want to feel like playing as a job or something, or like a show is,
Mm.
or like touring as a job. Like so when I think about like practicing, like warming up and stuff in my head, I'm like no, like just play, just go up and have fun. Like I know everybody wants, I want everybody to think we played well and stuff, and I'm confident we can play well without like warming up or stretching or anything like that. So yeah, like I want this to just be fun. I don't want it to feel like a job. I don't want to act like it's a job either. I think that's kind of corny.
Hmm.
Yeah, obviously I want to make this my career and a career as a job, but I don't know. I'm just trying to stay a kid forever. You know what I mean? I, I,
Yeah.
yeah,
Having a little innocence behind it and kind of keeping those things. I mean, it's funny too because like there was something I was hearing recently, and like I guess like myself being a father was kind of where I was hearing this, but they were talking about like the key to like understanding children is thinking back to like when you were a kid and thinking of that innocence and thinking of the things that like when we initially thought of being in a band, like it wasn't about like, oh, I'm going to do 45 minutes of stretching and I'm going to make sure that, all of my shit is just right with rulers. Like it's just pure energy and raw like excitement for what it is. So I love it.
it's yeah, it's really tough. I still want to. I still try and chase the feeling that I had when I played shows when I was like 16, you know?
Hmm.
And it's crazy no matter like if we're playing like a festival on a big stage and there's like even like 1,000 people that like are there and they're like, who the fuck is this band? You know what I mean? Like it feels good, but nothing feels like the shows I played when I was like 15, 16. We just played like 20 minutes away from where we live to like 30 people. Like I'm still trying to chase that feeling, you know? I still get nervous sometimes, but I, yeah, I try to feel the way I did when I was a kid. And like everything still felt so new and fresh. Um, but I guess it's not going to feel like that playing hundreds of shows later. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's just
for sure, for sure.
another day in the office, right behind the kit, right behind the kit.
Just a cup of coffee, a couple of
Oh yeah,
liner notes,
yeah. I mean, there's
maybe
there's definitely been a couple
spreadsheets.
shows. There's been a couple shows like on multiple tours where I'll have like my phone like playing like a hockey game, like down near where like my foot is for my like hi hat, and like I'll get Nick. Like Nick will see it and he'll be like turn it off, and I'm like, all right, yeah, yeah, yeah. I probably shouldn't be doing this.
that's that's awesome. I mean, what game or what team are you backing here?
I'm back in. I really like the St. Louis Blues. For some weird reason, my dad and my grandfather loved St. Louis sports. Um,
Okay,
so I really liked hockey. So I picked St. Louis. So I've been running with that. But
brother, you've got two fucking teams in New York. How does St. Louis
yeah,
happen?
I don't know. I don't know. I think it's just it trickled down. My grandfather was a basketball or a baseball guy, so he liked the Cardinals. Uh,
Cardinals.
my
Okay.
dad started to like football growing up, so he liked the Rams. Um, I started when I was young. I liked the
Oh,
St. Louis Rams
okay.
with him,
Okay.
and then once I started liking my own sports, and I started liking hockey, I just stuck with St. Louis. Also, like they got a music note that like drew me in when I was younger. I was like,
Hmm.
oh, they have a music note. That's dope. And also the Rams were there, so I was just like, oh, I'll just stick with that. I was like, if I ever get to go to St. Louis for a game, I could try and do both.
Hmm.
Um, and it's kind of worked out now because like I moved to LA and then like a year later the Rams moved here.
Rams.
So yeah, so that's kind of cool. I get to go to their games. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know why I never asked because like I don't know especially in the Northeast like it was very common like you had your Jets fans, you had your Giants fans, your Buffalo Bills fans, but I mean you're in the Northeast, so you had your Patriots fans that were in New York. You had like the Ravens. If you're in the Northeast, you kind of had free
There's a
reign. You could
mix.
like whatever team you
Yeah.
wanted. Yeah, so many. I mean, Cowboys fans run the world, so just there was so many Cowboys fans, you know. So it was fine. It was fine doing that, but yeah, I'm a St. Louis guy for sure. Um,
Sick.
yeah, but
That's
I
funny.
fucking love hockey. Like when the hockey season starts, I'm just kind of watching every game for the most part. It's just really easy to watch a bunch of teams.
Man.
But I'm only really paying attention to the Blues.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Shit. I mean, it's
yeah.
funny. I mean, I guess you mentioned from like a out of town team because like myself growing up, my dad for whatever reason always like, and we're in Michigan, so obviously the Red Wings, but then he always liked the Blackhawks. So it wasn't
It's pretty
until like
close
middle school, but it was always a rivalry, and I
for
didn't
sure.
know that until like middle school, where I'm like talking to friends and like you can't like both of them. I'm like,
Yeah, they're like,
why?
fuck you,
Why?
dude. Yeah,
Yeah. Like what
yeah,
difference does it make? Yeah. So
yeah,
then it kind of pushes me, and every once in a while we'll play a show in Detroit, and I'll have on a Blackhawks jersey, and a couple cross looks, and it's fine, brother. I love them both. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? I love hockey. It's
yeah.
just it's a fun thing to back. So that's sick.
Yeah, you're just like,
Um,
yo, chill. I like sports. I'm a sports fan.
yeah. Not competitive, and I'm not gonna bitch at you about it. I'm gonna like what I like, brother. That's it.
Exactly. People will be
Jesus.
like, yo, yeah, man, fuck the Blues. And I'm like, that's fine. Like, that's
Yeah.
fine, man. I'm not gonna get
Uh,
upset at that.
Give me the sign. I'll hold it too. If that makes
Exactly.
you feel
Yeah.
better.
Yes. You can own me in that way.
What can you, just off the top of your head, and I'm not going to keep you all night here. Initially, like I was mentioning earlier, as far as cheer, what kind of comes to mind as far as the writing and recording of this record, and Maybe just kind of some story of this album coming together.
Oh man, like Cheer was, I don't know, Cheer was the last record? No, Cheer was the first record we wrote not together. Because Cheer came out after Nick and I moved to California. So it was me and Nick
Oh,
here
okay.
and Corey and Pat Wynn in the Northeast. So we would send riffs back and forth. And then every once in a while we would try to get together and jam some stuff. But yeah, I mean, that was a pretty all over the place record because we didn't have anybody to put out our next record. So me and Nick, we went in and we recorded with our guy John. We recorded 3 songs. We recorded Weed Pin, Strong References, and Unlicensed Hall Monitor.
Mm.
We recorded those 3, and we sent them to a couple labels, and then after that, we wrote the rest of it on Pure Noise, with Pure Noise releasing it, and the rest of the songs, for the most part, we had pretty locked in when we went to the studio, but there was a couple that we wrote there. Like on the last day we wrote, I think it was the last day we wrote Avoidorama. And then I think Conflict Minded. We wrote a couple, and then Bliss Out. Bliss Out we wrote with Cheer. We just didn't, it was like the song we wrote last, and we didn't think it really matched with the rest of the stuff, so we just held on to it. And then we like doing that, writing a little extra, because I don't know, if you put more than 10 songs on a record, like, you're kind of killing yourself. You could hold on to those
Yeah.
songs. You could hold on to number 11 and number 12, and then in like a year when you're like thinking about the same thing everybody else is thinking about, and you're like, no one likes my band anymore, then you put out a song and you're like, don't forget about us.
Yeah.
Um, so we like having stuff in our back pocket so we can be like, please remember us.
Yeah.
We'll put out another record someday.
Or like a split situation, something kind of pops up a little bit behind. You don't have to go back in the studio. Okay, I love that.
Yeah.
Damn.
But yeah, that was the first time we wrote separately, and it was okay. It was okay. We like going into a studio with the stuff is so much better than writing and recording at the studio. We did that for Hygiene. We recorded in March of 2020. So like the world was kind of shutting down, and we were just like watching it on the news while we were trying to write and record. And it's hard to gauge if that experience sucked because of the timing, or if because we were writing in the studio and you kind of feel like pressured to like finish on time. Because we don't want to waste time, we don't want to waste money. But it felt really hard to stay focused, because everybody was on the phone with like their loved ones being like, oh, I don't know if I can fly home, or I don't know if they're going to we're all talking like, are they going to shut the roads down? Are we going to be able to drive out of New Jersey? So yeah, whenever we think of Cheer, I mean, yeah, it was a time of our lives, because there was no one cared, and there was no like expectations. And we wanted to feel like that with Hygiene as well, but there was just so much going on that it was really hard to focus on just writing. So we're really excited to write and record at the end of the year. So
Oh, shit.
yeah, hopefully
Awesome.
there's not another pandemic coming, If I gotta wear a mask again, I will, but like I don't want to. I don't want to get these shots. I don't want to do any of this. I just want to live our lives again.
And you want a little bit more time to be able to write outside of being in the studio. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
The bigger problems, sure, but a
it
drug
felt
church record and being
if
able to,
if it
yeah.
feels really good. It feels really good having we have like, this is the longest we've had off in a couple of years. Pretty much right out of the bat, when restrictions started to get lifted and bands could tour again, we went right into it, because we just didn't want people to forget.
Right.
So these like 5 months It's stressful. Every day you wake up and you're just like, damn, like no one cares about my band anymore. Every day you're not on tour, like I know I'm not alone. I know not everybody thinks like this, but I have a couple friends that are just like, yeah, I feel like that too. Like you feel like you're being forgotten every day that you're just home not doing anything. But we're just trying to like enjoy our time home, because we've been gone for so
Mhm.
long. And then write, yeah, we're just trying to write as much as possible so the stinkers can just not be on the album. You know what I mean? We don't want any stinkers. You know what I mean? We just need like we just need it to be track after track.
I mean, really quick here, maybe even if this is just a couple of words that come to your
Mm.
mind here, as far as not stinkers, grubby. What comes to mind? I think of Drug Church, honestly, and this song is one of the first things. Even looking further back into the catalog, catching up. What can you tell us about this song?
Grubby's my favorite song that we've ever written. I just
Fuck
like
yeah.
anything with a guitar intro. Like I think when I think of Drug Church, I think of like I feel like we have really strong album openers. Um, Banco Poplar, that was
Hmm.
my favorite off of Hit Your Head. I think that's a really good song. We still play that. Grubby is Grubby's really tough because I think it is the perfect intro to an album. I think it is the perfect song to open a set with, but it's been like 4 years of us doing that. So we try not to. We
Right.
try putting Funds Over first, and Funds Over is another one that like we'll probably play that the rest of our lives because we just have so much fun playing it. But dude, when Grubby starts, when Nick just starts Grubby, like it's I don't know, you get chills every time. That is like yeah, I think that's like the perfect song to describe Drug Church. Yeah, I don't know, it's the best song.
I think in like from a counter of that, as far as Tillery, what could you tell us? What comes to mind as far as that track?
Shit, man, I hate Tillery.
The
I
end.
hate Tillery. So
Really?
like yeah, I don't know, like we
Oh man.
we
Okay.
have a lot of people that like love that song. We've been playing it. We're trying to like do this good thing where we like listen to people if they want to hear a song and they're like enough people say
Okay.
it. We're not just like no, we don't want to play that. We're like
Yeah.
all right, we'll try it. So there's a lot of songs that we want to play, but there's obstacles. Like an obstacle would be there's too many lyrics. So like Pat's like, yo, there's too many words. Like I can't remember all these words. So like yeah, Tillery was one where like for the first like tour that we did it, every night before a set, he would just be listening to Tillery on Spotify and just like reading the lyrics because the way we record vocals at least like we send him the songs, they're finished instrumental, and then he writes lyrics to them while he's listening to them, records it, and then unfortunately this doesn't help us, but he just never listens to the songs again. So
Okay.
if we're like, yo, we want to play Tillery, he's like, what's that off of? He's like, is that off of Hygiene? And we're like, no, that's off of Cheer. He's like, oh, what song? We're like, the last one. He's like, okay, I'll listen to it. And then, yeah, we just go from there. Um, but I, Tillery is a good song. It's a good song.
It is sick.
It's,
I love it.
there's just certain songs that I think in our heads we're like, oh, that's not going to be a good song to play live. Um, and it goes over well, but I mean, if I could have my way, I would play Grubby 10 times. Like I would play Grubby and then we would just start it again. Yeah, I would love to just play songs over and over again. Yeah,
Oh shit.
we just want it to be like high intensity, but it's
Yeah,
good to
sure.
have those songs. It's good to have those slower songs or those more like lyrically those songs that like are more important to people or they hit people harder to play those. I think it depends on the bands we play with too, because we want to
Mhm.
match energy, we want to match style. Um, if we're going out like on a support tour, we try like on a support tour, we're just trying to win people over.
Mhm.
We're not trying to go into support tour thinking that we have fans coming to the show. We always just try to think like, oh, we're playing in front of this band's fans and we're going to try and win them over. So that's why we try to cater the set list to maybe a different band that we're playing with. But when it's a headliner, damn, dude, I just want it to be grubby, scrubby, fun's over. Grubby, Bliss Out, Grubby. Yeah, I really like playing those songs. Yeah.
Has there ever come a moment where you guys have like slapped something on a set list and you kind of look at each other like, "Fuck, I don't know if I remember this one. Let's just play Grubby again. Let's just toss this back
Um,
on there."
I mean, no, like honestly, we're all really good. Like, so something we're like everybody in the band's really good at is like just for the most part, like we'll be like, "Yo, let's play this song off of the demo," and we can pretty much get through each song. Kinlan's not going to be able to remember the lyrics to any of them, but like instrumentally, we're all really locked in. We're all really locked in. We've been playing together for so long that
Yeah.
yeah, it's hard to play with other people other than like the same people that I've been playing with.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's just a me problem, you know? But playing with those guys, um, it's just really easy. We can just bust out any song, and it's no problem. The one song where we've all been really bummed about is we really want to play Tiresome live, but we've played it on a couple
Okay.
tours and no one likes it or no one like reacts to it.
Reaction to.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Sure.
So like we're kind of a band that's like we're gonna play a song, and if no one goes off or if no one like even seems like they enjoy it, we're like, you lost your chance. You're never
Damn.
gonna hear it again. Yeah, we're kind of like,
Yeah.
yeah, we burned that bridge. There's like songs right here that we could play. There's a bridge. We just burned that shit. We're not playing those songs anymore.
I mean, I get it. I think it's just one of those things where it might not even sound right in theory or sound right speaking it out or saying it, but it's like when you kind of go through that experience, even if it's something that you personally love, it could be one of your favorites, and you see that like maybe after a couple times of playing, there's no reaction. You're like, "Fuck this song, dude.
Yeah, like
What
we'll be,
happened?"
but no,
But
we won't
that
be like fuck this
sucks,
song.
man.
We
Damn.
won't we won't say that because we'll be like, yo, fuck these people. Fuck these people. How do they not like this song? Like that's usually what we're saying. We're like,
Yeah, touche,
yo,
touche.
these guys are tripping. Absolutely tripping. They want to
I
hear
mean,
Tillery. They want to hear Tillery. Oh, no, we'll play it. We'll
I,
play it.
I mean, with you mentioning that, like, and this by no means is to be like a cut, but like I say, I'm not trying to keep your whole fucking night here. You mentioned, as far as like it being kind of a difficult thing branching off. How does Pile of Love start, or how does that happen?
That was just a pandemic thing. Just when we started, almost like all of us lived in Los Angeles,
Hmm.
and all of us were just not doing anything. So everybody just wanted
Oh,
to
okay.
write. Pretty much, Pile Love is just like a band. Like we're gonna get together. We're gonna record some song. We're gonna write a bunch of songs, record it, and then probably never play shows because everybody's just so busy. But I think it's just an outlet. It's something for all of us to do when we're home. Um,
Okay.
it's cool because playing music, I mean playing in a band, it's very time consuming, and I mean
Yeah.
record like we're doing, yeah, it's very time consuming, and also like it does cost a good amount of money to like record, um like mix, like press the stuff, and so pretty much it's cool. Like all of us have our other bands that pretty much like give us that fix, and then Pile of Love is kind of like it gives us like that feeling of like a local band again or like a DIY thing because like we're all putting our own money into it. Like whenever we record, we'll be like, oh, we each need X amount of money, and like we'll all just like send money to someone to record, and it's cool. It feels
Hmm.
like we were younger again, and we were recording like a shitty ass demo or something. But now we're all pretty good musicians, so like it can sound good. Uh, but yeah, I think it's just an outlet for us to do when everybody's home, and at least for Nick and I, there's we're not really writing music like that. So it's really nice to play something other than Drug Church, especially for me.
Sure. Okay.
It's been a really long time since I played anything other than that. Because I'm fucking lazy. I'm just I'm not trying to play more music.
Okay. So I mean, like all in all, it's just kind of one of those things where it's like it kind of worked out, and getting together was something, but it's not really like branched into a like a touring type situation. Like, have you guys played a show?
Yeah, we've played a
Okay.
probably like Yeah, I mean, we went to, yeah, get this. We went to Japan. We played like 13, 14 shows total, but we got to go to Japan in
What the fuck?
August because our like members of the band have been there before. They've made friends. Their friends like them. So like music's fucking crazy. Like just being like invited over to like other countries, like being invited to Tokyo to play shows when
Oh,
we were not like a legit band, you know what I mean? Like, um,
damn.
yeah, it's
That's
just
insane.
I'm very grateful to do this. As lazy as I say I am,
Yeah.
no, yeah, I don't take any of it for granted. Like this is insane. My mom thinks I'm the coolest person, so like I can't. There's nothing else I can ask for. If my mom thinks I'm like legit and cool,
Anything.
I'm
Yeah.
yeah, like I'm just gonna keep this going. Like if she's
Yeah.
happy, I'm happy.
Oh, holy shit. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I mean, were there particular moments as far as within hygiene that were kind of like peaks for you? I know that you mentioned that stress of like being in the studio and not having so much anything as far as like the free time, but was there something about like maybe that stress and maybe that like moment to where like you ended up kind of pushing yourself into realms that you hadn't with other records?
Um, I don't think so. I don't think so. I honestly think the pandemic helped a little bit because we we had so much time. Like we felt stressed because we were in the studio. Like we really only take like 2 weeks. Like we'll book the studio for like 2 weeks and then just lock it in, get everything done. But we finished the record and then a couple months later we were like, what are we going to do? You know what I mean? Let's not put the record out. So we just went and recorded more. We recorded more songs, and then we recorded Tawny. So we recorded Tawny after Hygiene, and we were like, oh, maybe like Pure Noise is great. Like we were stressed that they were going to be pissed that we didn't want to put it out, and we were asking them to record more music when we have an LP to sit on, and yeah, they were cool with it. We recorded Tawny, and then a year after we recorded Hygiene, we went in and we recorded two other songs that ended up making it on Hygiene. So like we felt stressed at the time,
Holy
but
shit.
luckily we had another year to just like sit on the songs, listen to them. If anything didn't sound that strong, which there was only one song that we didn't end up putting on. Yeah, there was this one song we replaced. We were all really happy. You always feel stressed in the moment, but like you, everybody's got all the time. You got all the time in the world.
Yeah.
You just don't think you do.
Was I'm like having a fucking brain fart right now of like release wise. Was Bliss Out not on Tawny? Did that like because there was a single that came
Bliss
out
Out was on Tawny,
that
yeah.
it
So
it was okay.
yeah,
Okay,
so
so that just was included with that, but the rest of that of Tawny was recorded separately from that.
yeah, so we recorded Bliss Out.
Oh,
We wrote
okay.
Bliss Out with Cheer. We wrote it with Cheer, but we
Yep.
just didn't. I don't know. Bliss Out on Cheer didn't seem. I don't know. We didn't know where to put it, you know. So we held on to it, and then just like we did with like the last song that we put out, Myopic, pretty
Mm-hmm.
much just held on to it for when we were gonna do a tour, and we were like, I don't know, we haven't had anything come out, so we wanted people to like remember us. So we put out Bliss Out, and then yeah, we recorded Tawny. We recorded two songs for Tawny, a cover, and then we were like, let's just throw Bliss Out on this. So and then we threw Bliss Out on Tawny.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, like we put out Myopic this year,
Yeah.
and that'll go on the next record probably because I don't know. It feels weird putting out music but not putting it on a like an actual like disc or
Collection
vinyl or
of
something.
sort.
Yeah, on like an album or something. Plus,
Okay.
I don't know. We all really like Myopic. We're definitely gonna keep playing it, so might as well just
Mm-hmm.
put it on the next record.
Okay. All right. I mean, now as far as hygiene, and we'll kind of, we'll even wrap with this. So, like I say, I'm not keeping you fucking all night
Oh, good.
long here, but, we kind of touched on with church, the beginning, the end here. Fun's over. You've touched on the track, the fact of, loving it and it being, great and whatnot. Was this further in the writing process of with this record, or where did that song come into play?
Well,
And
Fun's Over.
yeah, yeah.
I'm pretty sure Fun's Over was right off the bat, and right off the bat we
Oh,
played
okay.
Fun's Over, and this is what happened, bro. Yo, we wrote Fun's Over, and we were like, damn, we're on fire right now, you know?
I didn't even know you can do that. What the fuck
Yeah,
did
I
you
didn't either.
do?
I saw the smiley face right here, dude. Yeah, Fun's Over was like Fun's Over, baby. Fun's Over made us all dazed. Um, yeah, as soon as Nick came with that riff, we all felt like this. We were all just like, ah, ah, ah. No, but yeah, it was awesome. That came right off the bat. Um,
Dude. I was gonna love if you weren't gonna be able to get that off for the whole rest of the time. So
I'm
we're
just
gonna
like,
have to have this serious ass
ah,
conversation.
I'm on fire. No, yeah, Fun's Over
Oh
was
my
right off the
god,
bat. We're really
that's
good.
fucking
We're really good
funny.
with writing. Like we're really good at starting off an album really strong. Um,
Man, that track is so fucking sick too. I mean, and now like, does that take a different approach from when we're talking about Cheer as far as athlete on bench? You have the closer for Hygiene. Do you have a little bit better of a rapport with this song? How are you feeling there?
Athlete on Bench is really good. I don't, at least to
Thank
us, we
God.
feel, no, yeah, Athlete on Bench is good. I don't think it's a good
Okay.
live song. I don't
Okay.
like, I don't know. I want people to have really like a lot of fun bouncing,
Hmm.
push pitting, circle pit, jumping off the stage. And if I don't like get that vibe from a song, I don't want to play it personally,
Hmm.
but also like it's not my band, you know. There's five of us, so if someone wants to play a song, like we talk about it, and then for the most part, we're gonna try. We're not gonna like shut a song down. Like our next tour that starts next year, like we're gonna play some old songs. Like we really want to play a couple different songs off of like Cheer and maybe Hit Your Head. But yeah, people ask us
Oh,
about like
sick.
older songs, like Paul Walker and stuff, and we're just like, yo, no one knows those songs. Like we would have a lot of fun playing
Mm,
them, but not that many people. Not that
sure.
many people. But
I That's a sweet spot, dude. And that was like another thing too, where like especially like I mentioned as far as being introduced with Cheer and kind of working my way back, that record in particular, not only like the sound, I think sonically there was something there, just kind of like a whole package where I'm looking at the artwork even, and there was just something continually that I'm like pulled back to with that.
oh
And
yeah,
there's some snotty shit on that record, dude. That thing,
yeah,
awesome.
yeah. We always tell Pat, we're just like, yo, like your lyrical content has just gone off the rails. Like he started off so strong. Like he started off writing like really good songs about like just scumbags and stuff, and now he's getting all like political and stuff. It's not for us. It's not for us. He's not like this anymore. This isn't him. He's not like this. He's getting soft,
he's
but
uh,
um, no,
he's
yeah,
getting in touch with his like Zach De La Roca. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of.
yeah. He's becoming a dad and shit too. So he's trying not to swear or something. I don't know, but as long
Oh
as he
my
drops like a
god.
Fortnite line in the next album, I'll be happy.
Okay. Okay. Now let me let's end on this. Let's wrap on this. Okay.
Yeah,
You're playing a game and you're close to this victory, and it's you and one other person left, and you get beat right before you have to go on stage. What's happening there? How are you
it's
recovering
not
from that?
it's not the way I want to go on stage, but it
That's what I'm
happens. I
saying.
promise you, it happens probably 6 out of 7 shows. You know, like but
Fuck.
it doesn't affect the show. As soon as you start playing, like I forget about that L, and then as soon it's
It's
pretty much a reset.
okay.
I close my laptop, I open it back up. That's game one. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. You have to brush off the L's.
Thank God. Yeah,
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 yeah. Dude, that's so sick. I was gonna say if that's the game there the days the shows that you have to have on the hockey game just to kind of recuperate a little bit, regenerate. We all
yeah.
get it, dude. We you have to do what you have to do.
Yep.
Chris, this has been so fucking awesome, man.
This
I
was
cannot
this was a
appreciate it
lot better.
more.
I was super nervous because you're like, yeah, let's do an interview, and I'm like, I don't really know how to talk. Um, no, but like everything was cool. Like the questions, like I didn't feel like there wasn't a time where I was like, yo, fuck, what do I say? you know? Like I didn't want to make this stale for you, you know?
Yeah.
But no, this was awesome. Thank you for having me on.
Totally. Absolutely, man. And I'm sure at one point or another, it's been a while kind of in the works, but you're a busy dude. You've got a lot of shit going on, and I can't be happier, dude. I truly appreciate hearing your story and hearing some kind knowledge from the road, my man.
Oh yeah,
Love
thank you. Yeah, I mean, you
it.
when you asked earlier, like I appreciated you asking like months in advance because yeah, this was like the craziest summer for us. Like this was us the whole summer, just like nonstop, like we were just
Dodging them.
nonstop. But yeah, now I'm home. Uh, I
It's
I
awesome.
get to go back to Albany in a couple weeks to visit my family. That'll be really
Sick.
nice. Um, yeah, got a lot of time off to not get asked to do more
Recollect.
interviews. Yeah. This will be yeah,
No,
this
no,
is the
it's
thing. You're
cool.
gonna get the one and only interview from me. So um
Brother, I could not ask for more. I truly appreciate it. And honestly, it's just about anybody's story and anybody's just hearing personally. It's never anything about, the bigger or whatever, like things as far as like full records. I just like hearing, different people's personal stories to how they got into the shit and what they do and what makes their time easier playing music. So
oh
this has
yeah,
been fucking awesome,
for
man.
sure. Yeah,
Love it.
everybody's different. I understand.
Yep, for sure. I will for anybody just popping into within like the next month or so, I'll have this on YouTube and then on Spotify for people have been bitching about for years about fucking podcasts, and I don't really like podcasts, but I love the visual aspect of the kind of personal aspect of being able to watch an interview. But yeah, it'll
Yeah,
be on
for
there within
sure.
like the next month or so.
No, I agree. I'm definitely like a very animated talker, you know what I mean? So if it was
Yeah.
just my voice, people would be like, "Yo, this dude sucks. This dude fucking sucks." If they just heard my voice, but if they can see like my silly face with it, then it's probably fine, you know?
Yeah, yeah, dude.
But
I have to say once again, I appreciate it. Thank you so much, and enjoy your time off, man. Enjoy seeing the family.
thanks, buddy.
That's
Appreciate you,
it.
bro.
See you, buddy.
All right, see you, bud.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
He's a lo-fi horror guy. Yeah, he's kind of a guy, but he is so lo-fi, a horror guy. Yeah. Lo-fi horror guy has been recorded in front of a live studio audience.